Namaste. You are listening to The Robber's Hill, Chambal, novella, written by Raviranjan Goswami and narrated by Mitali Pirangute. Chapter 8 Trap by Robbers. The next day, as the bus started on its return journey, Kailash and his gang reached the road by which the bus was about to come and waited at a suitable spot in two jeeps. Some people came on motorcycles. It was probably done to leave room in the jeeps to carry the hostages. Kailash was in a police inspector's uniform. The rest were wearing the uniforms of constables and jawans. Some of them carried .303 rifles. A few others had shotguns and pistols, while Kailash had a revolver with him. The jeeps had also been painted to look like police jeeps. According to Nanhe's information, the bus was expected to reach that spot between 11 am and 11:30 am. But Indian marriages are so elaborate that it is very difficult to maintain a fixed schedule. Each member of the gang had been told about his role. The gang's topmost priority was to first overpower the two gunmen escorting the wedding party. Meanwhile, a few passenger buses and tempos passed in both directions. Nanne climbed a neem tree to spot the target in advance. At about 11:45 am, he spotted a green deluxe bus coming in their direction. That was the targeted bus. Nanne blew a whistle and quickly got down from the tree. Kailash signaled the driver of the jeep. The driver immediately pulled up the jeep and parked it across the road, barring the way. Just like a police party, they stood in the way and waved their hands to stop the bus. The driver applied the brakes and stopped the bus with a jolt. People looked out to see what had happened. When they saw a police party out there, they relaxed, thinking this was going to be a routine check by the police. Kailash and Bure went to the driver and asked him to show his driving license. Lacha and Ghanasham commanded the gunman sitting atop the bus to climb down. They obeyed instantly. They took his gun as if to examine it and shot out a question. "Is it yours? Do you have a license?" At the same time, Shakti Singh and Goli shouted at the gunman sitting inside the bus near the entrance and asked him in an authoritative tone to get off the bus. He also obeyed. They snatched his gun. Only hardcore criminals may dare to disobey or resist the police. The common man generally cooperates with the police, though often because of fear. All of a sudden, my eyes caught something strange about these police personnel. They were wearing shoes of different kinds, and those were not the prescribed police uniform shoes. "Oh God!" I thought desperately and shouted. "They are not policemen, they are dacoits." But by then, it was too late. The guns were pointed at the disarmed gunmen. The rest of the armed robbers barged into the bus. They threatened us and ordered us to get down the bus. We followed their orders. There was no choice. We were lined up on one side of the road with our backs toward them. The bride and groom stood together at one side. The bride was clutching the sleeve of the bridegroom out of fright. We were all profusely sweating. I wished I had a revolver with me at that time. But like the other passengers, I too stood quietly. A robber went to the bride. He ordered her to remove the jewelry. The bride looked a little hesitatingly towards her husband. The bridegroom nodded. The bride started removing her jewelry. The robber was a bit drunk and impatient. He grabbed the bride's hand and started taking off the gold bangles with force. The groom could not contain himself and caught hold of the robber. The robber was already a bit drunk. The touch of a young woman had a multiplier effect on his state of intoxication. So when the bridegroom resisted, he felt disturbed and angry. He pushed hard at the groom and pointed his gun at him. The bride came between her husband and the robber and pleaded with the robber not to shoot her husband. She started removing her jewelry fast and passing them over to the robber. To remove the necklace, she raised both her hands and tried to unhook it at the back of her neck. As she raised her hands, her breasts moved up and looked rounder and fuller. The robber could not control himself and he set his palms on her blouse. The bride shrieked. I heard somebody shout in a threatening voice, "Shakti!" The robber Shakti immediately withdrew his hands. The bride removed the necklace, the last ornament on her, and handed it over to the robber. He kept all the jewelry in the pocket of his trousers and immediately left. The man who had shouted at him was the gang leader Kailash. The dacoits were in a hurry. They had to finish their operation before anybody came. They stuffed as many passengers as possible inside the jeeps. Unfortunately, I was also included in that group. Then they fired 3 shots into the air and drove the jeeps off the main road onto a dirt track and vanished shortly into the jungle. The dacoits had disappeared, but the people left behind were still scared. Everyone sat down quickly inside the bus. The driver raced the bus towards Gwalior.